else to do with one, and welcome everyone to game number 3 between PranPineapple and Azrael in this best of 5 series for the Australian Open. Once again, we are visiting the Division A bracket, the first round of Group 4, and of course there's a bit of a spoilerino in the chat, as we already know what the map actually is. This is Pran's home map, and dun da da da, he has chosen Baltic as his home map. So let's introduce the man himself, who is currently, by the way, sitting comfortably at 2-0 in this best of 5 series at the moment. So up to the, yeah, let's say north. I like north. Let's go up to the north of the map, playing in the blue. Actually, has he chosen blue? No, hang on, this is Azrael. Never mind. So let's not introduce him for the time being, because I didn't actually take notice of who I was talking about. So let's go ahead and introduce Azrael instead, who's playing up to the north of the map in the blue/green/blue/green. Probably going to play him as blue though, color, and he has chosen the Vikings for this Baltic map. Whereas his opponent, the man who is actually on, pardon me, who is actually on match point, is PranPineapple, down to the south of the map, and he is also playing as the Vikings. Now, the first thing that snatches my attention here from Pran is that he could probably throw a villager. He could get one of his really strong villagers here and throw his dock building villager right to the shoreline because he's just that close to the water. So that's going to be really nice for him, getting up a nice early dock. The clickbait got me, now I'm spoiled. Very, very sorry, Alex. But yeah, like I said, I mean, Pran, his TC is spawned very close to the water, and that could be fantastic for him because he doesn't have to walk far to get his docks up. But it also could be a bit of a kick in the teeth if he loses water, because one of his TCs definitely going to be harassable from the water line. But let's have a look at his other resources to see what he's playing with. Out to the left-hand side, he has his main gold, and a little bit further to the left, he has a stone pile. Towards the back of his base, he has one of his secondary golds, and his last secondary gold, where the hell is it? Is it out? Wow, that's actually quite far away. Far away out to the left-hand side as well for Pran. And his last stone out here towards the right hand side. I don't believe any of these resources should be able to be hit from the water. This wood line can definitely be hit from the water. A bit unfortunate for Pran. Maybe he could have gone for the one back here, but I suppose he liked the look of this one a lot more, and he's decided to go ahead and brutally chop down those trees instead. What about Azrael's base? Well, he's doing some pro ball blocking on his villager there, or by his villager, obviously. Doesn't want to get any unnecessary damage taken on that buddy. He has his main gold out towards the right hand side. Actually, let's just take a look here, because this is a treasure trove of resources. Gold, stone, stone, gold. Hey, even a deer patch. There's even a deer patch out here too. So there's a lot of resources for Azrael out here to the right-hand side of his map. He has wood in the back, which he's taking nice and safely. And where the hell are other resources? Well, he has one out to the front of his base, and actually that's it. That's all the rest of his resources completely and utterly done. Now, of course, what we're going to be seeing here is exactly what's going on. We're seeing the docks coming up from both of these players. Kind of hard to get a bad dock position in Baltic, to be completely honest, and we can see Pran here. He's going to be in a really nice spot. Access to a lot of deep sea fish here, whereas Azrael, okay, you know, maybe it is possible to choose a bit of a bad dock location. I mean, he does have access to deep fish here and here, for example, but he just doesn't have access to as much close and the greater volume of deep sea fish that his opponent Pran has for the time being. Now, of course, this map is going to be gravitating towards a grush, as we can see, as is evidenced by the fact that these guys are both putting up docks. I played it horribly, by the way. Why the spoilers in the chat, Pran? Man, come on, we don't want to be hearing that. Get out of here. But anyway, yeah, so this is going to gravitate towards a grush for the center of the map to begin with. And who was it that was playing just before? It was the Vikings, and who the hell did I just cast? Was it it was Byzantine and Caps, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, Byzantine and Caps, where where Byzantine went around and tried to be a bit sneaky and land, or not land, but build in the corner of the map on his opponent. Just an off comment. But of course, that could be quite easily negated by the walls that I anticipate would be coming up across the left-hand side of the map and the right-hand side of the map here as well. Um, just so that you can sort of negate any funny business that your opponent might be doing if they do begin to lose water. Pran, by the looks of it, is like maybe half a villager, maybe 4/5. Oh, actually, a villager and a half rather. About a villager and a half ahead, Pran. So he's obviously had a much more effective and efficient Dark Age. Actually, has so Loom's been done there. Has Loom been done down here? No. So there's the difference there. Yes, Pyro, I did. I came back from work and I was like, right, I'm going to cast the crap out of these games because I've got quite a few of them to get through. Although I think this is the last Division A series that I have to cast, which is quite cool. Which is quite good. Yeah, so 15 over 2 something. Yes, you are going to have to wait 3 years before you get them on YouTube. You can just watch the VODs on Twitch, you dork. But either way, we can see that Pran's obviously had a little bit more of an effective Dark Age as he's clicking up to the Feudal Age in quite a nice time. Up on the standard 21 villages plus 3, now 4 fishing ships. Is he 4 fishing ships? Where is his 4th fishing ship? Come on, Pran, be greedy, mate. Be greedy. Where's your 4th fishing ship? Where is it? Where is it? Do you not have it? Or do you have it? Hang on, let me quickly bring up the old display number of fishing boats and main table. Save and close. No, you don't. You've only got 3 fishing ships. That's terrible. Yes, it does indeed. I just uploaded Games vs. Muff. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, that's going to be sore. Either way, we can see a second dock now coming up as well for Pran, and Azrael having clicked up to the Feudal Age as well. He's gone up on an extra villager and 25 seconds behind his opponent. So in saying that, I mean, both of them are pretty much even, stock standard. Even Stevens, at least for the time being. And G-Man, yes, there are 2 divisions, Division A and Division B. So obviously these guys are playing in Division A, and I think I'll be doing some Division B games after this as well, because I haven't casted Sir Lawrence's games, for example, and I've had a lot of people wanting the Sir Lawrence games to be casted, by which I mean one person in particular wanting the Sir Lawrence games to be casted, so I'll probably do them after this. But either way, Feudal Age upgrade very, very nearly coming in for both these guys. Still 3 fishing ships. I don't understand why 3 fishing ships. 4 fishing ships is normally what we see from Grushes, but either way, we're going to see the 3rd dock coming up now for Pran as well, I don't doubt, as well as a couple of galleys coming out, although he's making me look like a complete moron because he's not getting any galleys out. He is at least throwing up his 3rd dock. Galleys, galleys, please, galleys, galleys. He's going for double bid-X beforehand, now he's getting galleys out, which is all good to see. Azrael having now advanced as well, palisading wall, micro-walling in his villager here so that Pran doesn't do any funny business. And throwing up his 3rd dock out here on the front, grabbing double bit-X, I could only imagine will be coming in for him very, very soon as well. And he's getting galleys out. There we go, double bit-X for him. Galleys coming out as well for him as well. Pretty sure Division B has higher level gameplay than Division A. Maybe not. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see what happens in the next games. But anyway, here we go. So the galleys are now starting to stream out from both of these guys. Maybe this is what Pran meant by he played badly. Maybe this was the start of it, where he didn't have 4 fishing ships out to help his food eco. Just boom, that little bit extra. But of course, galleys now popping out from both of these guys. Pran should have had the advantage going up to the... Well, he did have the advantage in galley numbers going up to the Feudal Age, or once he advanced to the Feudal Age. But of course, once he got his galleys out across the map, the defender's advantage would have started to kick in for Azrael, and he would have been able to push back. That why the uncertainty. Actually, no, that's true. I have seen some some very interesting Chaos Pit Byzantine picks where a Division A member has gone for, how many skirmishes was it? I feel like it would have been like 120 or 130 skirmishes against Castle Age Knights, which is quite an interesting strategy. But either way, Pran grabbing Loom. Okay, there we go. Pran grabbing Loom now as well as putting up his 4th dock. 4th dock similarly coming up for Azrael. Not uncommon to see for the Viking player. Blacksmith being thrown up for Azrael as well. Do we see a blacksmith for Pran? Well, no, we do not. That's really, really interesting for me at the very least. Normally we either see a transition over onto the berries, or we see the early blacksmith to get that fletching at the sacrifice of a little bit of economy. And Pran is deciding to absolutely neither of those things. 5 galleys against 5 over here though, but fletching will be coming in for for Azrael very, very soon, from what I can say. Octi says you're a scrub, he told me to say that. Fair enough. Is he not going to be here to see his favourite players' games. That's really unfortunate for him. A bit of a scout. Oh well, Pran Scout's going to die. But anyway, the galleys are now even. I think. Hang on, 7 military to 9. Does Mike still have his scout alive? He does indeed still have his scout alive. So it is actually 9 galleys to 6. So Pran having the galley advantage for the time being. Has he kept his stocks running? Yes, he has. Has Azrael kept his stocks going? Well, yes, he has. Obviously, Pran up to the feudal age just that little bit before, and also getting his fourth dock up just a bit before his opponent. A nice fishing ship snipe there as well. Now 3 fishing ships apiece for these two players. Are we going to see any galley snipes? Well, this is not a fight that Pran wants to be taking, I don't think. If Azrael can focus fire some of the weak galleys in this fleet from Pran, he's going to be in a good spot. But Pran splitting, ducking, diving, dipping, dodging, and all that sort of stuff as well, managing to get his galleys out of there without taking a single casualty. But of course, 3 fishing ships apiece now. Obviously, fletching now coming in for Azrael. However, every time I get nice milk, I drink it too fast. Blacksmith now coming up for Pran also, and he's walled up the left-hand side of his base, so he's not going to be expecting any funny business coming in on this left-hand side. And the same can be said for Mike as well, keeping himself nice and safe on the left-hand side of his economy. Obviously, they both can still be hit from the right-hand side, but they know where each other's bases are, and they know that this would be the initial place with which any land army would be approaching. And a 5th dock, holy shit, a 5th dock coming up now for Azrael, committing very, very heavily to water. Pran not going for the 5th dock at all, instead doing the old school, let's go ahead and repair these galleys instead. Such that he can push out with, all these nicely healed or nicely repaired galleys rather. And we can see that he's got only a few that have been taken damage here. Now 16 military to 17, 18 military to essentially 15 galleys. A nice first shot, a nice first volley of arrows coming in there from Pran as he manages to, it's a trade, it's an even trade, although Pran now taking the advantage, taking 2 galleys down over his opponent. A nice little bit of micro here as well, moving perpendicular to the arrows, getting a nice bit of splitting here. And of course, Mike wants to time those shots such that when Pran comes back together, that's when he takes those shots as well. Now, of course, with 5 docks up, does Pran recognise that? Yep, Pran knows that there's 5 docks up for his opponent, so the military account should start to pull heavily in favour of Azrael, the longer the feudal age goes, and they're getting so close to each other now with the galleys that the micro doesn't really matter at all, and they're both just kind of stop, forgo the micro completely, and it looks like Pran is taking a decent trade here. We can see 18 galleys to 10 in favour of Pran. Is he bringing over the rest of them? Well, no, he's not. He's focusing too much on the front lines. Totally understandable. 17 galleys to 9. Pran definitely has the advantage. He just needs his gather points reset. Imagine how effective that would have been if he had taken all of his galleys here at the front or just outside his opponent's stocks. That would have been absolutely huge for Pran. He's taken the lead in galley numbers. He's taking the lead in score for the time being as well. And he's looking like he's in a decent position to be able to push and take the water. But of course, the 5 docks really starting to work overtime. 17 galleys to 16, 18 galleys to 14 now rather. And of course, Azrael still fighting outside of his docks. Defender's advantage should start to pay off, especially since he has an extra dock up over his opponent. But of course, a nice bit of micro coming in here for Pran as he's getting some really, really effective trades, picking off 2 galleys for the price of none, 3 galleys for only 1 galley having been lost. Another galley now falling down for Pran. This micro is absolutely impeccable. Fantastic to see. 17 galleys to 12. And is Pran, I thought Pran said he had taken a bad game in this. I thought he'd played badly, but he seems to be playing pretty gosh darn well. I did hear a market being thrown up back at his base as well, and now he's selling a little bit of wood, maybe looking to get himself up to the... Where the hell is his market? There it is. Maybe looking to get himself up to the castle age soon as well. Let's switch over to the point of view of Azrael. And we can see that he's still a wee bit away, and he is behind quite significantly in galley numbers too. Now, of course, the castle age is going to be the next milestone for these guys. Pran trying to do a little bit of market magic. Jesus Christ, that's market abuse if ever I've seen it. Of course, he is only a couple hundred food away now from being able to click up at the cost of having sold his stone. Now, he still does have the military count, or the military advantage. 21 galleys to 15 of his opponent. 36 villages to 37. It all looks pretty... so looking pretty in favour here of of Pran. I'll have to read that galley tip micro very, very soon. I would like to see Pran. I'd like to see the pike patrol because I saw that on Jupei's channel. And I really want to see that in practice because that could be super, super cool as well to see. But anyway, back to the game. Military count. Holy crap, Pran! Did he take some bad fights there, or has the dock advantage really just started to pull through? Oh, okay, the Castle Age upgrade. So he sunk some resources into the Castle Age, obviously negating, or not negating, but at the expense of not being able to keep galleys coming out, I guess, and he's throwing up his 5th dock now as well. And now what Pran needs to do is just sit back and defend, wait until he gets to the Castle Age and push out with his technological advantage. As we can see, he hasn't even got any farms having been seeded yet either. Interesting, very, very nice build order. Obviously, a bit of market abuse and helped out by the fish that he has out here as well. I haven't seen many competitive games in the tourney yet. You should. Were you watching the Flightless Bird versus crap? Who was he playing last night? Oh, I can't remember who Flightless was playing last night. It was an Australian dude. Zane. I think it was Zane because that was fantastic. That was the first time I remember. I haven't managed to pull off Pike Patrol, but I really want to be able to do it. It looks like it's super strong. But anyway, Azrael pushing out across the water now as well with his galley numbers. What have we got here? 24 galleys, 25 galleys to 23, so it's not really going to be going in Azrael's favor as he was fighting pretty close to the now 5 docks of his Viking opponent. It was Zane. Cheers, Pyro. Flight versus Zane, yeah, they were some pretty competitive games. They were some nice games to watch, I think, at least in my opinion. Azrael buying a little bit of food now as well. Is he anywhere near the Castle Age? Well, he's getting awfully close, but again, he could sell the stone and then buy the food, and he'll be able to get up. You can see he's bought all the food that he needs. So he would be able to get up if he did that old market trick as well. Oh, you did see those games. Brilliant. Anyway, Castle Age upgrade in 10 seconds coming in for Pran. I can only imagine if we go back to his point of view, he will have the resources for Bodkin and War Galley. And here we go. Let's see if he gets those upgrades. Now, what is Azrael's decision going to be here? Well, he's going to start pushing out. It's a little bit dicey for him because, again, he is very, very close to being able to click up to the Castle Age, but he wants to try and start taking this fight before the upgrades come in for his opponent. Unfortunately, a bit of a bad patrol, taking some unnecessary damage on his galleys. One galley down apiece for both of these players. Another galley going down for Azrael. 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 I feel like I'm a parrot on repeat, like a broken record. And of course, this fight is only going to start turning into Pran's favour as the War Galley and Bodkin era upgrades come in as well. And just like that, there we go. The War Galley upgrade having come in now as well. And now Azrael's not going to be wanting to take this fight. He is severely outmatched. He's severely out-teched. He's not outmassed, which is quite nice for him as well. What is Pike Patrol? I think Alex can probably explain it a lot better than me. I've only seen, like, what's the word? Artificial examples of it. I've never actually seen it in the, it's not the. I haven't actually seen any examples of it in game. But anyway, back to this game. As I've said, again, these are not fights that Azrael wants to be taking. Sure, he doesn't. Sure, he's got the galley number by 1, but of course he is complete. He's very, very highly out-teched and outmatched in this engagement, and he wants to try and keep as many galleys alive as he possibly can, such that when he gets to the Castle Age, he has the full brunt of his army that he can use to start taking fights against his opponent. University coming up for Pran back at his base, obviously going to prioritize that early ballistics, and obviously he doesn't actually have the stone to throw up an extra TC for the time being as well. And now Pran pushing out across the map, taking the fight back to Azrael, just outside of his docks. And of course, this could be a huge, huge fight for both of these guys here. Ballistics or no ballistics doesn't really matter when you're this close to your opponent, but a lot of galleys being whittled away and taken down here from Azrael. Of course, it is 21 galleys apiece, or, well, again, the galley numbers are pretty much even. Fighting outside the docks here means that Azrael should theoretically have the advantage, but of course, these war galleys do have the technology advantage over the galleys, but it looks like the defender's advantage and the numbers are going to be able to pay off in dividends here for Azrael. Not the best fight, I guess, that Pran could have taken, but, I mean, who am I to speak? I probably would have taken that fight as well. And of course, Pran is a much, much stronger player than me, so he's just going to go ahead and, you know what? Fuck your fishing ships. I'm just going to take them down anyway. And Bodkin Arrow War Galley coming in now as well, and it looks like Azrael has managed to cling to the water just that little bit. And if we go over to his point of view, from what I can remember, he didn't have to sell any stone. No, he didn't have to sell any stone to be able to get up to the Castle Age. Obviously, he got up to the Castle Age a little bit later as a result. and now he will be able to throw up an extra couple of town centers and get his economy really starting to boom into it. Have we seen that coming in for Pran? I saw him doing a little bit of market magic just before. Was it to buy stone? No, it wasn't. So he's sticking on 1 TC again for the time being. We see 26, or rather 25 galleys against 23. Actually, no, it is 26 galleys to 23 because I think Pran killed the scout of Azrael down here outside of his docks. So it is 27 galleys to 24 in favor of Azrael. But again, as he pushes out across the map, is that a sixth? Can I not count? No, that is still 5 docks. I genuinely can't count. So it looks like, so it looks like it's pretty even for the time being. Pran pushing out across the map, and of course any sort of maneuverability, any sort of speed advantages that Azrael would have had in the feudal age when he had galleys is now being completely and utterly negated as he has these big, bulky, heavy, hard to move war galleys instead. Ballistics has been researched for Pran, but at the same time he's fighting a little too close to his opponent's docks, and he should not be taking this fight at all. As we can see, 26 galleys to 20 in favor of Azrael. Maybe he senses that he would be able to start taking some fights against his opponent. Of course, they are both on even on upgrades, at least in terms of the direct ship. The upgrades that directly affect like ship armor and such. But ballistics now, okay, now ballistics is coming in for Azrael as he's gone for a university over an extra town center for the time being. So these guys both sticking on 1 TC. Fishing ships still, Pran still does have 3 fishing ships. I don't know where the hell they are at the moment, but they're obviously around somewhere. Nope, those are galleys. Where the hell are your fishing ships, dude? Are they idle? No, they're not idle. I just can't find them. Where the fuck are they? Oh, there they are. Look at them. They're cute. Okay, they're out here taking deep sea fish. That's going to be nice for Pran as well. A little bit of an eco bonus over his opponent, or a bit of an eco boost over his opponent, but the villager count dead even at the moment, and the military count pretty much dead even as well. Careening coming in for Azrael. Now, that's really going to help him when it comes to taking those one-on-one fights. Obviously, Pran could maybe be looking to do some sort of fancy galley running micro and stuff like that. He could have actually, but now Azrael has ballistics. So of course when Azrael pushes out with his army, he is going to be able to take fights a lot more conclusively and a lot easier against his opponent, regardless of whether or not it's outside of his docks or not. And it looks like he's just gearing up for that as well. And here we go, Azrael rather. Oh, that annoys me. Azrael pushing out across the map, he's finally got a good patrol coming in, and Pran reacting just a little bit slowly, losing 1 galley for free, 33 galleys to 35 in favor of Azrael. Pran now grabbing careening as well, so these guys are going to be completely even on upgrades in about 10 seconds time. And does Pran know that his opponent has... Okay, yeah, well, he can click on them. He knows that careening has been done as well. We can see a little bit of running coming out, and maybe this was a trick. Maybe this was a mind game here from Pran, thinking, hey, I'll take this fight against Azrael, make him think that I don't have careening coming in, take a silly fight outside of my docks, think that, you know, Azrael might be thinking I can take the fight, and then careening will kick in, and I'll be able to take the fight instead. And indeed, that's exactly what's happening here, as Pran is managing to whittle away. We can see 31 galleys to 15. That has gone absolutely horribly for Mike, and whether or not Pran planned that or whether or not it was just good fortune, I don't think he's going to complain about it either way, as now he has a very, very clear galley lead, and that was a hugely catastrophic fight for Azrael, as he throws up a 6th dock out to the left-hand side as well. So this is the moment. I don't entirely know what you mean, but that was a huge momentum swing in favor of Pran now, and he's going to definitely be able to wipe Azrael off the water here. I suppose Azrael could still come back. He does have 6 docks up over his opponents. I believe 5 if we quickly have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 6 docks apiece here for both of these guys. So with all upgrades even, and that fight having gone so definitively in favor of Pran, it looks like Mike is going to be up shit creek without a paddle. These galleys are not going to be able to run away. Ballistics having kicked in, obviously, for Pran some time ago, and just like that, 38 military for... Always planned. 38 military to 4, and Pran is all over this, and now he knows that he's got the water control here. Azrael's still valiantly trying to hold on, but more and more galleys. The gather points have been reset for Pran over to the galleys of his opponent, and yeah, you can see the fishing ships now being queued up for Pran as well. He recognizes that he has definitely taken water control Now he can sit back with his fishing ship advantage and boom, boom, boom. He wants those fishing boats in his room, and he's going to be going ahead and grabbing those extra fishes as well. And TC out to the right hand side of Azrael's base being put up. He's recognized that he needs to start getting some sort of economy rolling such that he can boom his way back or try and keep on par. And Pran also chucking up an extra town center down to the south of the map, now not having to sink as many resources. I've told you why I keep calling him Mike, because he's got the clan tag as someone's name, which is fucking annoying. Anyway, so Pran obviously not having to sink as many resources into water now, he can afford to chuck up some extra town centers, as we can see one down to the south of his map and another one coming up to the south as well. So he's going to have 3 TCs up against his opponent's 2 TCs. He's also going to have the fishing ship advantage, and now this is exactly what happens when you lose the water, and Azrael, recognizing that he needs to make some sort of magic happen, brings a couple of villages down to the southern area, the southern edge of Pran's map. And Pran, not born yesterday, no, he's throwing up a barracks and defense out to the right hand side of his base. Wonder if he saw that, not entirely sure, but a defensive barracks is coming up now as well. And what is Azrael going to be doing? Let's quickly switch over to his point of view. He has a barracks back at home, of course. We did see that, and it looks like... Oh, he was trying to throw down an archery range. Oh, that's unfortunate. He was trying to throw down an archery range inside of Pran's economy. Obviously, this would maybe be the first time that Pran has known about that, unless he's watched the recordings back. But, of course, the water control is so heavily in favor of Pran right now. I mean, he's got water. There's absolutely no question about that. Doing a bit of market magic, and I imagine he's looking for the Imperial Age upgrade very soon as well. Bringing some galleys down here, some more galleys would be super strong, as Azrael is cheekily trying to chuck up an extra couple of docks. Although, is this for transport ship? Okay, so he's trying to get a transport ship up down here to the southern edge of the map. Pran has a shit ton of fishing ships, he has a shit ton of war galleys, and he is also throwing up an archery range in defense back at his base as well, grabbing padded archer armor, just to boot as well. And we can see more docks being thrown up down here to the eastern side of the map. And now all Pran has to do is just send a couple of galleys down here, because this would be so strong. A, it could have been able to deny these docks coming up, and B, it would have been able to deny any military units from Azrael looking to move down here as well. A villager appears and the plot thickens. The villager appeared and then it disappeared. I mean, there's still this archery range here that is yet to be built, as well as this house. But with the Imperial Age upgrade coming in for Pran, he is looking to be in a fantastic position. Although in saying that, the Imperial Age is not so far away for Azrael either. Does he have the buildings? Well, he has the... Yeah, of course he does. He's got the university now. He's got the monastery out as well, from which he is creating a monk. Now, where is that transport ship? Where is Azrael's transport ship? Well, he doesn't give a shit about the transport ship for the time being. He only cares about trying to get back on the water. Pran, on the other hand, going for crossbowmen and leather archer armor as well. Imperial Age blow up the Death Star. And this is a good number of docks coming out here as well to the right hand side of the map. But of course, Imperial Age upgrade, Galleon, Bracer, Chemistry, all those sorts of fun upgrades are going to be streaming in thick and fast to Pran once he gets into the Imperial Age. And unfortunately for Azrael rather, his blacksmith and his houses out on the front of his base are starting to come under fire as well. Let me just quickly reseed these farms for him, because I'm such a nice guy. There we go. They are all going to be working very fast. And now Pran, recognizing that some funny business might be going on down to the right hand side of the map. He's got some warships down here. He's picked off a villager or two. He knows that Azrael is trying to go for the redock, the retake of the water, and I don't think Pran's really going to be too worried about it, as the Imperial Age upgrade hits now as well, and we should be seeing Galleon and all those sorts of good upgrades as well. Instead, we're seeing siege workshops and forward archery ranges being placed down. Didn't even see the transport come out. Pran is just being too cheeky. Aussie accent, gotta love it. Oh, I'm not Australian. I'm Kiwi. God damn it. I'm Kiwi, not Australian, but I mean, people get it confused all the time. But Bracer, Arbalest, Capram, and Galleon coming in now as well for Pran, and he is going to be able to take this fight. And I mean, it was a valiant effort for Azrael to be able to push back onto the water, but he's going to be very heavily out-teched, and still he is very heavily outmassed as well. And even then, he would still have to fight back all of this aggression that is about to befall him on the front of his base. Of course, he still does have a line of sight from this palisade wall, so that's super strong from him. Unfortunately, the water fight down here to the right hand side of his base is not going to be able to is not going to be able to help him. Although he's getting a good number of fights in here with a bad patrol from Pran, but of course it doesn't really matter at this stage. The Imperial Edge upgrade, sure, it's coming in for Azrael, but now he's going to have Arbalists with his chemistry's not done, but he's going to have Arbalists nearly fully upgraded in his base. I imagine the Capped Ram and Siege Ram researchers won't be too far away for Pran. And there's really nothing that Azrael can do back at his base. I think he had one barracks. He's got one barracks up. He's got a monk carrying a fucking big relic. But apart from that, he's got nothing to do. There's nothing to say too much back at his base. Out here on the right-hand side, Azrael is definitively losing water for the second time in the game. And he's recognizing the situation now as well. And he's calling GG. And that was a super, super strong game for Pran. And I think it's very, very clear. I mean, it was really, really close up until this fight down here, where Pran assures me that it was all planned, that he got that Carini upgrade and took the fight outside of his docks. And after that, it was just that was the momentum swing that Pran needed. And up until then, the game was on the edge of a knife. But really, really well played from Pran, taking the advantage and recognizing that he actually had the advantage as well. So he takes that third game, he takes the match point, and therefore he does take the best of 5 series between these two players as well. But again, well played from Pran and very well played from Azrael. So what we'll do is we'll come out of this game, we'll switch the scene back over, and yep, it's only 11:30, so I'll be casting another set of games as well in just a moment's time. So stick around if you want to see that one, guys.